Hello, I'm Jim Roddy of the Retail Solutions Providers Association, welcoming you to this 2-minute preview of RSPA Inspire, the Retail IT Channel's premier executive leadership conference. Inspire 2020 is scheduled for January 26th through 29th at the beautiful Grand Hyatt Baha Mar in Nassau, the Bahamas. Day 2 of Inspire will focus on sales compensation and marketing, and part of that day will include the unveiling of the RSPA's 2020 VAR Sales Compensation Study, followed by a panel discussion titled VAR Compensation in a SaaS World. One of the featured panelists for that discussion, and actually one of the architects of that survey, will be Hunter Allen, the CEO of reseller Cervion Systems and a past chair of the RSPA Board. Hunter, thanks for joining us today.
Hey, Jim, glad to be here.
Yeah, always great to talk with you. And so this is a favorite subject of yours and mine, talking about SaaS, recurring revenue, and then how do you compensate your salespeople? Can you share with our listeners today one principle or tactic related to compensation in a SaaS world that you plan on talking about at Inspire?
Sure, I'd be happy to. I think that most of what I've learned is from doing it the wrong way, or doing it one way and learning how to do it better would be the way I like to phrase it these days. But I think in terms of compensation, one of the things I've learned is sometimes it's easier to build a plan when you start at the end and work backwards. When I look to attract and retain talent, it's always helpful to define what compensation level is needed to be able to do that, and then start to build a plan that hits those objectives.
Got it. Okay. And then do you also do a financial analysis as well in terms of, am I making money from this? Is that part of the starting at the end, not at the beginning?
Yeah, so I have a little checkpoint on that roadmap that, is making sure that you understand your unit economics. Because if we start with the salesperson compensation and then we define what successful performance is, and then we can define on a per deal or a per customer revenue or a commission expectation, then we got to make sure that that fits into the overall business profitability model.
Got it. So it can't just work for the business. It can't just work for the salesperson. It has to work for both.
And the customer.
Yeah, and the customer. Yes, don't forget about the customer. Last point, just on that, and just a question for you. You talked about doing it over and the tweaks you've had to make along the way. Should folks who are expecting wholesale changes, or is it something you just have to start somewhere, see how it works out, and have to make tweaks? I guess what's been your history? Is it a 180 from where it was before, or is it just some shades of difference?
I think that depends on whether you're talking about changing compensation for an existing salesperson or whether you're developing a plan for a new salesperson that's joining the team. I'm always hesitant to make major wholesale changes for existing staff. They tend to be resistant to that, to have a negative outlook on it, and it can have a negative impact on their performance. When it comes to a new person, though, I would say that the sheet is blank and start with what you think is going to work best.
Got it. Good point. Yeah, an old mentor of mine used to say, erratic movement is bad. Like no matter what, if you're moving erratically, people aren't going to adapt to it well.
Very true.
Great. Well, our 2 minutes is up, but you don't have to stop learning here. For more insights on sales compensation in a SaaS world, attend RSPA Inspire, the Retail IT Channel's premier executive leadership conference. Again, that's scheduled for January 26th through 29th in the Bahamas. You'll want to register today because seating for the conference and space in the RSPA Hotel room block are limited, and Inspire 2019 drew a record number of attendees. You can register today at gorspa.org. Again, that's gorspa.org. Thank you, Hunter, for sharing your wisdom today. Thanks to everyone for watching, and we will see you in Nassau.
Thank you.